A new snapshot is here, a new snapshot is here. 17w45a has dropped, so let's take a look at it. Hey guys, it's Chad. That's right, a new snapshot has dropped and there is a lot of command stuff that is completely different, but I think the thing that most users are going to be interested about is a new horse model. So let's check it out. So here we are inside of the new Minecraft snapshot, and there's a button on the ground. The first thing that people are going to be most interested in are the new horse models. Here's some baby horses, here's some big old horses. And first off, the baby horses just look a little long in the neck, I must say. Just an itty bitty bit long in the neck. But here is the new horse model. If you're wondering what the old horse model looked like, let me show it to you real fast. Here we are. Here's the old horse model, and some things to note. The tail has multiple different sections. The legs have like 3 different levels. It has a mouth. It has like all sorts of different stuff on the head. You can see that there's like an upper jaw and a lower jaw, and the legs connect inside of the body. Now back to the new horse model, and you can see a lot of the differences. There is no mouth. The head is a lot more simpler. The legs are just one piece, and they connect right there at the bottom of here. Let me hit him so he runs around. The leg connects right there at the base of the body. The tail also is just a single piece. They still have a mane, they still have ears and eyes and stuff like that, but a lot simpler of a model. Now you may be wondering, why did they do this? Come on, the old model was just great. Well, take a look at the pig. The pig is pretty simple, just like this new horse. So I think that they're bringing the model of the horse in line with a lot of the rest of the mobs. Here's what is this? Polar bear. Polar bear, still same sort of thing. Legs connect directly to the base of the polar bear. Much simpler face and much simpler animations, things like that. So I think that they're just bringing the horse in line. Now, if you're wondering what does a zombie horse look like, there you go. If you're wondering what, that's a polar bear. A skeleton horse looks like, they all have the same sort of look. Skeleton horse does not have a tail anymore. Zombie horse still does. So there you go. Sounds are still the same. Textures are pretty similar, but the model is very, very different. Now, the next humongous change, it all has to do with commands. You can always start a command by just typing slash. You don't have to hit T and then slash. And you can see that this is a very, very different page than to what we had before. Let's check it out in the previous version. Here we are in the old current 1.12.2 version. If we hit slash, you don't see any of that stuff. Some behavior that has changed is if I wanted to change like my let's say difficulty. So I could start to type DI and then I'd hit tab, and then it would switch to difficulty. Then I could hit space and I could hit tab, and it would auto fill the 4 different versions of difficulty. Also in difficulty specifically, I could hit 1 and hit enter, and it would set the difficulty to whatever corresponding number. 0 would be peaceful, 1 is easy, and so on. Now back in the new snapshot, the behavior is quite different. So as you can see, or the moment that I hit tab, I get this full list. You can't scroll through this list right now. And also I'm going to say this is very much in progress. They are still work in progress on all of this. So in tab complete specifically, they mentioned this is still being worked on. But let's try to do the same thing. So if we're going to change the difficulty, I'd start DI. Now, you can see that difficulty is grayed out in the background, but if I started with just D, in the old version, I could hit tab, and it would cycle through all of the things that D might be. It might be DOP, it might be default, debug, all of those. It would switch through them. But right now, hitting tab does absolutely nothing. It's not until I get to a point where it couldn't be anything other than the thing that you want to autocomplete that it will give you the prompt to autocomplete. So now I hit tab for difficulty, and then you can see the different versions. Peaceful, normal, hard, easy. In the old version, I'd be able to hit tab to autocomplete these, but I can't do that. I'm spamming tab and nothing is happening. I would have to start to type out a thing, and even if there was maybe 2 difficulties that started with P, I'd have to finish up the sentence to get it to where there's only one thing that it could possibly be. In this case, there's only one thing that starts with P, so I can tab complete to be peaceful. In the other version, I typed 1 in order to make it easy, but that doesn't fit any of these. If I hit 1, it will give me an error that the incorrect argument for difficulty is incorrect. So I need to actually type out peaceful and hit enter, and now it is set to peaceful. Same thing, you know what? We need the time to change. So normally I'd hit TI maybe and hit autocomplete. Doesn't work. I need to get all the way. Then you can see the options. This is a big change that I think is going to be great, is you can actually see what options you have. Set, query, add. So let's go ahead and do set, and then you can set day, hit enter. There we go. Everything is back to normal. So far, I feel like a lot of people would think that this is a step backwards, but let me show you some of the cool things that you can do with it. I'm also going to kind of show off where it's still a little bit broken. I always do fill. I love fill. Instead of placing down blocks, I just use the fill command all the time. How I normally do this is I look at the block that I want to start my fill at. So let's say I wanted to make a wall over here from there all the way over to here. Doesn't have to be all that far, just a short 3 high wall. What I would normally do in the old version is look at this, hit tab or hit slash, type out fill, and then hit tab and space a whole bunch of times, and it would auto-fill the coordinates of the block that you're looking at. That doesn't work that way anymore. Now you actually have to open up F3, now start your command, and do fill, perfect, and then I'm looking, oh, this is actually quite difficult. There's the looking at coordinate right there. You can see it. Oh my gosh, no, you can't see it. It's a very, okay, this is getting difficult. Anyway, you can see that there's a little bit not filled out yet. So let's just do a, based off of my relative position, because it's going to be a little bit difficult to get my coordinates. So we'll do tilde, tilde, tilde. That'll be the from command, and you can see what I'm trying to show you is that it turns that really cool cyan color. Now I want to fill the next place. Let's do 20 blocks away, and let's do 2 blocks high, and but the same position there. So there you go. You can see that that is a completely different color, yellow. The block that I want to change it to, now normally you type out Minecraft and you tab autocomplete Minecraft. Well, you don't have to do all that. You can just do something as simple as stone. And you can see that turns into a different color, which is very useful. Now you have all these different options of replace, outline, keep, hollow, destroy. I could either just hit enter, which I'll go ahead and do. And there we go. Now we have our stone wall made a little bit. But if I wanted to, let's say, make this a little bit larger of an area. And so let's go back here. Let's do 3 high. And then instead of 20, let's do 25. There we go. We're going to make this instead of stone. Let's do a log. There we go. And we're going to replace, which is a new thing right here. So you can see replace. And the filter will be stone. There we go. So you can see all the different colors. It makes it very simple to understand what is going on. I'm filling from to what block I'm going to fill in. I'm going to now do a selector of replace it, and the filter selector is stone. If I hit enter, all those stone turn into logs just by replacing it and not by doing another fill command. So there's some really cool stuff built into the command now when it comes to how you see it, how you read it. I really, really like that. I think that it's going to help teach people exactly what is going on. I think that it's a much easier way to understand things. It's much more similar to how things are done on the Pocket Edition with the addition of those really cool colors. Now, one thing that I want to note is that this does not translate into the command block. So if I was going to do /give, it doesn't show up. Nothing changes here. You don't get cool colors. You don't get any of that stuff in the command block. It's really only in the chat right there that you can do that. And finally, The commands themselves, there's a lot that has been changed, especially with the execute commands and some of the functions when it comes to the syntax on where things should be. And also what you've been previously able to do, like I was talking about with difficulty in numbers, where you were able to use a number instead of the word or the string difficulty. You can't do that anymore. You actually have to use the entire, difficulty word. So a lot of things that were quick shortcuts in order to get to things, those don't exist anymore. They may, who knows what'll happen with those, but at the moment, we can't use those with the command system. Finally, I'm going to leave you guys with this, that if you want to learn more, I would suggest checking out the blog post that was written up on Minecraft.net. It has a lot of describing in here. I think it's more than most of my viewers are going to need. I bet that already this video is more than most viewers need when it comes to commands. Just know that there is still more that has changed. These are just kind of the big brushstrokes when it comes to commands. Of course, this is a development build. This isn't actually in the game yet, so everything that I'm talking about can be completely changed and different in the actual 1.13 release, but it's great to see a few things that are coming out for 1.13. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know, do you like the new horse model? Do you like the new command system? Is it going to be easier or more difficult? I definitely want to see how they build it out a little bit better. I think it could be super epic myself. So leave that comment down below. Make sure you also give this video a like. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel for future videos, tips, tricks, tutorials, and spotlights here on OMGcraft. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.